you're new here, I'm Christina, or welcome back to our channel. I want to start by saying thank you to all of you for supporting me along the way, for all your kind, encouraging words. They mean the world to me. This is a 2K video celebration, and as you have voted for a question and answers type of ASMR video, here I am answering your questions. Thank you for your questions. Because I have just uploaded a true crime, a whispered true crime video, this one will be soft-spoken, and I will answer your questions in the order of asking. So there is no preference, and I will link in the description box the channels of all my ASMR friends who have asked me questions. So let's get started with the first question. I have the laptop in front of me and need to position it in such a way so it won't reflect itself in my glasses, but I think it's almost impossible to avoid this, so if it is distracted, I apologize, and I also apologize for the background noises. Although it's late in the evening, people are still outside in their gardens talking, and there are cars in the street. It's Friday night and people go to different restaurants. Okay, so I will start with question number 1, addressed by my friend Mangifera ASMR. I will link all the ASMR channels in the description box. Are you surprised that you started an ASMR channel, or was it something you always wanted to do? Well, I have been ASMR fan viewer for 10 years, I think, and I really wanted at a certain point to give something back, and in 2017 I wanted to start a channel, ASMR channel. I filmed a few videos, but I didn't have the courage to do so. So I'm kind of surprised, yes, because I am a shy and a very shy person in real life, and yes, it was some kind of act of courage for me. I'm shy and reserved. What are your favorite and least favorite triggers? My absolute favorite trigger, I think it's someone's voice, being it whispered or soft spoken, combined with that person's personality, the vibes that person sends, that sense of a calmness and serenity, you know. Then there are a lot of other triggers that I love, like all sorts of paper sounds, library atmosphere, page turning, or anything related to hair and makeup. I love Southern ASMR sounds, and I absolutely adore her shopping videos, or she goes to different supermarkets and or drugstores and she organizes things, candles or nail polish. I love those videos. What are your least favorite triggers? Well, I have mentioned before that tapping irritates me, but not that sort of tapping gently done. The one which someone does on purpose and insists. I don't like it, it's just me. I know it's popular. I don't like obsessively repeated words. I don't like finger fluttering. So there are certain things that I really love unintentional ASMR, and I love the type of ASMR which is as close as possible to the unintentional. So everything that's too obvious, I don't like it. So I prefer unintentional lo-fi, if possible, ASMR videos. Alright, from all the videos that you've done so far, which was your favorite? I think I have mentioned this also. It's my very first. I love them all because I'm really passionate about creating them. But I think that if I were to choose, that would be my very first role play, which is a secretary role play. Poor quality if I have to talk about sound and image, but I just improvised a gossipy character in front of the camera, and I really liked it, and the feedback was positive, so I created a whole series. And the next one is: what brings you the most joy? My family. Every day when I wake up, next to my husband, next to Luna, who sleeps between us. My life, the fact that I'm alive and healthy. I am happy just to be. I love being alive, and I find reasons to be happy in everything. I'm never bored. 5. What would a perfect weekend be like for you? What would you do, etc.? So I prefer spending time. My favorite place in the world is my home. My home is my castle. So the perfect weekend is home. We love to cook together, we watch films together, we do almost everything together, and I just love our weekends. We just enjoy our quality family time. So the perfect weekend would be this, and I think I have weekends like this almost every week. We wake up, have some coffee, usually in bed, watch the news together, or just check our mails, and then we cook or we just order lunch. We spend the afternoon watching Netflix, and in the evening we might go for a walk, and I just love it. It's just me. I love my life. So now I'm going to the next set of questions, and they come from my friend Wow. I want to thank you for your support and for your kind words. Can you tell us the story of getting Luna and what she's like? What pets have you had or like? I have had a lot of dogs and cats. Now I live in an apartment, but when I used to live in a house, I had a lot of dogs which I saved and adopted. Now we have only Luna. Luna is our miracle puppy. 10 years ago, on the 1st of September 2012, we brought her home. We had seen before a pug on the beach here in Italy, and we absolutely fell in love, and we did a little bit of research about this breed, and the more we researched, the more we loved this breed, and we started looking for a baby pug, and there was I think it was a Facebook announcement, and it was someone who lived close to us, and when we decided to go and see her, so my husband said that, well, we would go there and just see her. It didn't mean that we had to take her home, but on our way to the location we stopped at a pet shop and bought some toys and a ball and a puppy bed, And when we entered the room where that lady kept her, she was, from what I've understood, she had some other brothers and sisters, but she was the last one left there. And the bed was in the middle of the room. She was sleeping, and when we entered, she raised her little head. She was so cute, the cutest creature you have ever imagined, with two big eyes and a velvet little muzzle and little ears. She raised her head, little head. She looked at us, she looked me in the eyes, and I totally melted. I took her in my arms, and she it was really emotional, and I couldn't live without her. We took her home that night, and ever since then she has been the love of our lives. Pugs have a very special character. They're really loving, and I say that they're half angels and half children. They're really smart and loyal, and the breed is a delicate one, and they need special care, but they give back so much love. Do you feel that you incorporate the calmness and intentionality ASMR practices into your day-to-day life? So, you know what they say, that calm waters are really deep. I have my storms. I know that everyone says about me that you are so calm and such a balanced person. But I had my storms, my tsunamis, my waves underneath the surface. But I was able to control them. I am like so in my real life. That's me. It's not that when I start filming I'm a different person. It's me. I'm like this. I love a peaceful atmosphere in my house, in my life. I love to be balanced. But as I have told you, I sometimes have my storms and need to control that. But I think it's the other way around. The way I am is incorporated in my videos. What's your favorite part of making ASMR? The thing that maybe someone finds help in my videos, the idea that I can give something back, because I myself have been helped by other creators, and this motivates me and makes me continue. And I also enjoy creating different role plays because I can express my artistic side. I love making true crime. Do you like listening to your own voice? Not really. I'm not able to react to my own voice, but I don't listen to it. But one day my husband was listening to one of my videos, and I was in the other room, and I told him, what a nice voice, who is it? He started laughing. I don't know, it's difficult to perceive your own voice. Where do you get all the extra character story ideas you put into a role play? Imagination, memories, TV. I think it's mostly imagination, sometimes memories. TV, not really. I don't watch too much TV, only sometimes when we want to relax at the weekends we watch some series on Netflix, but we don't watch TV every day. Well, okay, do you feel relaxed or even in a trance while filming ASMR? I'm just the way I am in my everyday life. That's me. It doesn't mean that I talk so softly or I whisper to the persons I interact to, but I'm just like this in real life. Of course, I try to be a little bit more relaxed because I want to send good vibes to you. But in trance now. Are you a spiritual person? Yes, I am. I have always been. And I really believe in certain things. I'm spiritual but not very religious. My mother is religious. I rarely go to church, but I pray every day, and I try to communicate to God, and I'm spiritual in the way also that I believe that we are here to develop ourselves, our spirits, that we are here on earth to learn, to accumulate, to become better. Alright, thank you very much. Now I'm going to Anne, to my sweet friend Anne ASMR. If you could relive any moment in your life, which would it be? A day with my father, Do you have any role models? Well, I used to have, and now I think I'm too old to have role models. But I like learning from other people who are better than me. I admire them, but when I was quite young and during my childhood, I had a lot of role models, starting with my grandmother, my father, who was one of the most honest people that I have ever met in my life. Certain teachers that guided me. So if I am who I am today, I owe them a lot. They are part of me and they helped me develop, spiritually speaking. Do your friends and family know you make ASMR videos? I think I have told you before, my family is quite small. I don't have any brothers or sisters. My mother doesn't have any brothers or sisters, so my family is my husband, my mother Luna, and me. And I haven't told my mother yet because I don't know, I need to explain a lot of things. But my husband knows and he supports me. Now I go to Harley Rose, who has been here supporting me since the very, very start. So thank you so much, my dear, dear friend. How are you doing? If I succeed to don't consider what is happening in the world, we're okay. We're fine. We're happy. We have always been a happy family. What's your best advice for struggling times and being happy? Well, that depends what is happiness for everyone. I had a friend who was constantly unhappy because she always compared to the others, and she wasn't able to see what wonderful persons she had in her life. She had a wonderful family, she had a perfect child, husband, but she dreamed of going to Dubai, to another level of living your life that belonged to the rich persons, to the privileged persons, and she was never happy because obviously she couldn't have those things. I think, and I am talking for myself, happiness is the ability to enjoy what you have, to be happy that you have another day, that you woke up in the morning, that you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, that you can speak, that you can feel, that you can can see this wonderful world that God had created for us, that you can see the flowers in spring and the sun in the sky in summer, the leaves in autumn and the snow in winter. Happiness is every moment together with those you love. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to own things. You can be happy in a little apartment with those who love you and those who you love, sharing quality time, enjoying each other's. Happiness is all this, because we have received so many gifts and we are so focused on the things that we cannot have that we sometimes forget what we really have. And struggling times, just think that hard times come to an end in the long run, and these hard times help us develop, help us appreciate what we will possibly have in the future, help us realize what we have at a certain point and how lucky we are. I know how it is to struggle, I've been there. I was a poor student, I was poor in college. I had to work to support myself. I didn't have fancy clothes or good shoes, but now I am so grateful for everything I have. And looking back at those times, I can compare and I can be happy with what I have now. I was young, for example, when I was a student, we had to go and take an interview to a famous writer. She was quite old, and I couldn't go because my boots broke, and I was ashamed to wear those. So I know how it is to experience hard times and don't have money for food or to pay basic things. But when you are young, you have that energy within you that motivates you and makes you continue and fight and think that those hard times will end and they will become just memories. Okay, who are your favorite ASMR artists? I love a lot of small channels. But when I first started listening to ASMR, I started with gentle whispering, and because I react to voice and vibes. And then I discovered southern ASMR sounds, and for many years I listened only to them. But now I have a lot of other favorite ASMR artists. How far do you truly want to go with your ASMR journey? Is it something for the long term? Okay. How far is possible? I am a hardworking person, and when I start a project, I like to continue. I'm already into this, so I have been creating ASMR videos for a year and a half, more than a half. So I don't give up easily. What are the things, the little things that you appreciate? Let me tell you a secret, because we're talking about happiness. These little things are the most important things in life. And I appreciate everything, every breath that you take, that is a gift. I appreciate every breath. I appreciate every moment that I have with my family. I love the coffee in the morning. I love listening to the sounds on the balcony. A song that I love, poetry, good movie, good book. I love cooking, so these are the little huge things that I love. I love swimming. And finally, would you ever consider having a PO box or something like that, so that supporters could send cards or gifts? I have never thought about this because I'm so small that, but probably I would think about this. But for my close friends as you and others that I trust, I could give you my real address, I think. Okay. And now I go to another dear friend, supporter here, to Karen Schaefer. Thank you for your constant support. What's your favorite thing to eat? Well, it's something that I cannot eat. Well, I can, but I shouldn't eat. Very often I like bread. I'm a bread lover. I love making bread. I love its smell. And I love bread with anything, with cheese, with olive oil. I love bread, but I rarely have it because of the carbs. Have you always lived in Italy? No, I'm Romanian and I moved to Italy after I had married my husband, and I have been living in Italy for 11 years. Do you enjoy roller coasters? I'm afraid of heights, so no. Let's go to Alexander Lapp, who is a ASMR creator. What kind of ASMR do you enjoy watching or listening to? Well, I love old school whispered show and tells or soft-spoken. I love true crime. I especially react to voice. Okay. Now we're going to Hannah Elka. Hannah Elka, another dear friend, thank you for everything. What is your most special or prized possession? It doesn't have to be worth anything. I think it's my wedding ring, because it's our symbol, a symbol in which I believe. It's a symbol of infinity being continuous, just circle and circle and circle that never ends. What skill would you most like to learn? Well, don't laugh, but I have never learned to ride a bike, so I would love to learn how to ride a bike. I was only daughter, and my parents had been really protective, and I don't know, it just happened. And what would you do in your perfect day? A perfect day is a normal day in which I have the possibility to do all the things that I love. Just spend time with my family. I have mentioned before, cook together, have lunch. I guess most of my days are perfect like so. Alright, thank you very much for now. I have to pause and go to the next set of questions. Hold on, I'll be back. I'm back with the second set of questions. Doc JC, another dear friend here. Thank you for everything. I would love to hear more or longer versions of your childhood or even adulthood ASMR experiences. It's so tingly. Well, another childhood ASMR experience was when my mother used to brush my hair to prepare me for school. She used to put two huge ribbons into my hair, and the brushing sound and having my hair brushed used to be really tingly. Would you share your love story, like how you met your husband, dating, etc.? Well, we are both from the same town, and you know that in small communities everyone knows everyone, but he has been living in Italy for most of his life, and we had been friends for a while, really good friends. I mean, we used to talk. So I was in Romania, he was in Italy, and we used to talk online about movies, like two teenagers, like two friends, about life, about God, about everything. And we, at a certain point, we fell in love with each other. Have you ever traveled to the United States? No, I haven't. If so, where did you go? You know, I'm not dreaming about big cities, although I'm fascinated by New York. But I would like to go to... What I love about America is that community spirit. I would love to go to a typical little town, small community, and to live in there for a while. Those houses with porches in front of them. To be part of this kind of community for a while would be wonderful. I worked with a Peace Corps volunteer as a teacher many years before, and it was a wonderful experience. He came and taught for a year in the school where I was teaching, and the children absolutely loved him. If not, would you ever want to visit? Yes, of course, I would love to. Thanks for such awesome content, Christina. I hope people continue to watch and comment for engagement and help you grow your channel. Thank you so much for your kind words. The next questions come from Bellamy Blue. Thank you so much. What were your favorite ways to learn English? I am working on fluency in Spanish, and I enjoy listening to music and learning lyrics. I'm curious to know how others learned. Congratulations, thank you very much. Well, I have been learning, now I am a teacher who teaches English as a second language for 20 years. But when I was myself a student, I was a really hard-working kind of student, so I made a list of words. I had a lot of dictionary. I tried to read novels directly in English, which was a mistake because you need to read an adapted text. That English was too difficult for a beginner. I wanted to start with James Joyce and Virginia Woolf, and it took me a whole day to translate a page. I started studying English when I was 10. It was in our one of my school subjects in school. I also studied French, but I wasn't very good. So I approached the idea of studying a foreign language in two ways: list of words, dictionaries, translating, reading, and the other approach was watching movies, trying to listen to songs, watching cartoons even. And I think I've also learned a lot from the TV back then. Now I'm going to the next friend, Sass Quinn. Thank you, my dear friend, for everything. That's a very interesting question. What soup do you think most represents your personality and why? I think it's chicken and dumplings, I think are called. We have this kind of soup is a Romanian dish also. It's, I don't know if it's just like your soup, but it's a chicken soup that have some yellow fluffy things inside. And when you are cold and it's winter time, that is the perfect dish to make you feel better. And I like to believe that maybe I could be some sort of chicken soup for some people's souls. What kind of music do you like? Well, let me tell you a secret. When I was a teenager, I used to listen to rock music. I used to listen to Europe and Guns N' Roses and AC/DC. But later I discovered Eagles and Smokey. I love to listen to classic rock music. I love to listen to oldies, and when I say oldies, everything starting with Edith Piaf and Frank Sinatra. There aren't too many modern songs that I love. I don't know, maybe I'm just old-fashioned. It's difficult to find nowadays a song to really like. I like listening to classic music. I love Moonlight Sonata, Beethoven's. And I remember a joke. I was teaching English for beginners. They were little children. I think the second grade students. And there was in their textbook there was a text about Beethoven, and I told them that he was a famous composer. And a little boy, very angry, angrily stood up and told me, "You are a liar. That's not true. I know for sure that Beethoven is a dog." So do you remember there was a famous movie about a dog named Beethoven? So I love all these. I love classic music. Sometimes when I'm in the right mood, I listen to opera, but not all the time. I have to be in a certain mood for that. Tell us one thing that we don't know about you that you would like to share. That in a way I'm old-fashioned, to know that I believe in family, that I have very strong principle. Are you still thinking about doing the midnight radio advice show? Your voice is perfect. Yes, I would love to create that type of video, but I need to get your feedback first about this and to see if there are people who allegedly need some advice, to say so. Next questions come from ASMR with animals. Congratulations, thank you. What was your first ASMR experience? Well, it happened when I was very, very young child, and I cannot tell you precisely which was the first one, but it happened when my mother used to read to me when she used to have guests, to have her friends as guests, and they whispered to each other. When I was in the library, when my mother combed or brushed my hair. Do you get tingles from your own videos? Doing them or when watching them? No, I have never. I think it's impossible. I don't know. It has never happened. It happened to fall asleep because I was really tired. I fell asleep while editing, but not tingled chocolate or vanilla. And if it's we're talking about ice cream flavors, I like ice cream to be plain, without any cookies or chocolate or things on it. I like it to be plain vanilla or fruits or something like so, but without any things that may alter its taste. And now we're going to Julia Chatwell. My dear friend Julia, thank you Julia for everything. Congratulations Christina, thank you. I would also love to hear about your childhood. And what other hobbies, activities, crafts do you enjoy outside making ASMR videos? Well, I promise that I will make a blah 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 video in which I will talk a little bit more about my childhood and the people in my life. I love cooking. more than a hobby. I love experiencing recipes from different countries. I love baking, and then I gift those cupcakes or the pies or whatever I'm making to my friends' children or to our neighbors. I love making cakes, I love reading, I love traveling and visiting different countries. I love bugs and I love home decor. I love theatre. Mangifera. I really apologize if I have butchered someone's name. I may have asked some questions in previous post. Okay, it's okay. But if you're doing a new one here, some different for you. What's a trigger you haven't tried so far, but you are curious to try out? So right now, I think it's I have tried it, but just for a little bit. It's the lip gloss application. I was kind of afraid to make a longer video. I don't know why, but I might try to do. If you were allowed to listen to one trigger for the rest of your life, what would it be? Definitely whispering or soft spoken. No matter what, if that person has the right voice, I could listen even to the phone book reading. What's something funny that sweet Luna has done? Well, Luna has done a lot of funny things. Let me tell you one. She's very possessive and very protective, and she thinks that we live in a villa of 4 apartments, and below us there is another family. But Luna thinks that all the apartments and all the space downstairs or the garages are hers. And one of my neighbors, the neighbor underneath us, left the door open. And when she was younger, she used to climb down the stairs by herself. And I opened the door too, because I wanted to take her for a walk. And she was always so excited and climbed down the stairs running. She ran down the stairs and she saw the neighbor's door open, and she entered. I didn't have time to react and stop her. I didn't expect their door to be open. And the lady of the house was in the kitchen cleaning or something like so. And Luna went directly behind her without saying anything. And when she got very close to the lady, she started barking. I thought that lady had a heart attack. Luna, she almost fainted. And of course I apologized, but it was her fault. She left the door open. But the lady loved Luna, so there was no problem. She was just afraid of the sound of her barking out of the blue behind her in her house. What's the best part about living in Italy? Well, it's a wonderful country. Wherever you go, no matter how small a village is, you'll find something to visit. You'll have an old building to visit. You'll find a statue, a piece of art, something to appreciate and admire. You step on pieces of history wherever you go. Question come from Joey. Thank you, Joey. What's your favorite ASMR trigger? And congrats, thank you. I love Romania, thank you so much. So I have mentioned that I love whispering, soft-spoken, I react to someone's voice. But I also love page turning, hair brushing. The next question comes from Deadly Kiss ASMR. So pretty, thank you, my friend. What are your favorite triggers, and since have you been living in it? Or since when you do? Alright, I think she wants to ask for how long I have been living in Italy. I have just mentioned what are my favorite triggers, and I have been living in Italy officially with ID and stuff for 10 years. But I unofficially, because I used to come here to my husband and then went back to Romania and so on, for 11 years, almost 12. Alright, and finally the third set of questions. My dear friend Ocean Whispers ASMR. Ocean Whispers ASMR, thank you very much. What do you miss about your home country, Romania, if I remember correctly? Well, it is said that home is where you are happy, and I am really, really happy here with my family, but part of my heart has left in Romania. My mother lives there, and I missed being together as a family, especially on Christmas or on Easter time. I missed celebrating our holidays together as a family. Together with my mother, and we finally succeeded last year to go, and we spent a wonderful Christmas. But due to what had happened in the world, we had been locked in our village for, what happened. I missed that atmosphere of family and holidays spent in my country. Would you get a second dog? If yes, would you get another pug? You know that it's advisable to get pugs in pairs because they suffer from separation anxiety, and if they don't have a companion, you need to take your puppy everywhere you go. But we couldn't get a second dog because Luna is really possessive and very, very jealous that she cannot stand another. She has never played with another dog. She doesn't let another dog coming next to her. She's really, really jealous, and we went one summer in Croatia. She comes wherever we go, and we stayed in a guest house, and that family had a pug, a girl also, and I loved that pug. I love pugs, and that pug loved me back. I don't know. I gave her treats and petted her, and she used to come and knock at the door with her little paw. I let her in and gave her treats, but Luna couldn't stand her. When she entered the room, she went directly under the bed, and she wanted to show me that she was angry with me. So we couldn't take another dog because we didn't want, and we don't want to make Luna suffer. So we take her everywhere we go. What are your favorite books and movies that you have watched or read this year? I'm a fan of Daphne du Maurier, and among other books I read again Rebecca, and she's an awesome storyteller. And I also watched and loved on Netflix, they did a movie based on the novel. Of course, I had watched Hitchcock's one, which is absolutely perfect and you can't compare it, but this one made on Netflix was really faithful to the novel, and I really enjoyed it. So this I think this is the first book that comes into my mind talking about this year. And I watched a lot of series, but there isn't anything that left something, the kind of movies that you watch, relax and forget them. I think some good movie that I still remember about is Fracture. I really liked that one. Okay, lots of love back, right back at you. Alright, let's go to my friend ASMR, Dr. Dawson. Dr. Dawson, if you could spend the rest of your life anywhere in the world, where would that be? That would be back in my hometown, which is a wonderful little town in Romania surrounded by mountains. Extremely beautiful. and to me that one is the most beautiful town in the whole world. What are your top 3 favorite authors? Well, as a literature teacher, it's really difficult to choose only 3, but let's choose a novelist, a drama writer, and a poet. So my favorite poet, one of my favorite poets is Omar Khayyam. I think I have mentioned before. A novelist that I enjoy reading and rereading from time to time is John Fowles. And when it comes to plays, no, it's not Shakespeare. I love Tennessee Williams very, very much. Alright. Catalina Croitoru, thank you. Catalina, îți mulțumesc pentru că ești aici și îmi face mare, mare plăcere să am o româncă de-a mea în micuța mea comunitate. What's your favorite place where you went? Well, I visited many cities and places that I love, and a piece of my heart remained in each of them. I loved Istanbul. It's absolutely fascinating. I loved Çanakkale. I loved Adana, so this is Turkey. I loved Tropea, Italy. I loved Rome. I loved Venice. And we spent a summer holiday in a little village in Croatia, and it was a wonderful place. And of course I love my country, Romania, and one of my favorite places in Romania is Maramuresh. I really like your videos, you're always kind, sweet and relaxing. My neighbors are shouting at each other. I really hope that you cannot hear. Thank you very much for your kind words. Mulțumesc foarte mult. Ești o drăguț. Now, one of my oldest friends here, ASMR tail wagging. Hello, Jules. I have a question for you, Christina. What are your hobbies? Some are hobbies, some others are passions, but I love reading. I love traveling, visiting, museums. I love cooking and baking. I love swimming. I'm a water lover. I really enjoy swimming no matter where, in the river, in the sea. So I'm Cancer, as my sign is Cancer, so maybe that's why I enjoy swimming so much. I am interested in history and fascinated by old buildings, visiting old buildings. And I think this was the last question. Thank you very much, everyone. was really happy to answer. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kind words, for motivating me to go on. Sometimes it's really frustrating because this YouTube's algorithm is really difficult to beat. But every time I feel down, I receive a wonderful message from you, comment, and I'm motivated again, so thank you very much for that. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, drop a like if you want, and if you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Subscribers are so difficult to get. Alright, thank you very much again. I hope that you're doing wonderful no matter where you are, that you're having an amazing morning or afternoon or day or evening. It's late at night